This is Debbie Troner.
That is Michael Troner.
Well, so we went to the same college. We went to Cornell. And freshman year, I was dating a young lady who was very serious and wanted to get, in those days you got pinned before you got engaged, before you got married.
Sometimes it got lavalier before you
Something like that. In any event, I was not in for that, so I graciously separated. But she happened to be...
You went out for a whole year with her.
Yes, but I graciously separated. And then Debbie happened to be on the same Carter, same dormitory, and we had met.
Well, let me explain. We had curfew back in those days. That was 1960, and so when you'd come home for a date, everybody would be there together. So of course you would sort of meet the other person's date, you know, and especially if that's your friend, they'd introduce you. So that's how we met, but we became friendly, but we weren't thinking about dating each other, right?
Correct.
Correct.
Not
I was
bad.
dating somebody else, he was dating her. And here we are today.
A long time. It'll be
we started
63.
going out in the middle of sophomore year.
So that's in 1961.
So that's a long time.
And so I will tell you. So I had stopped dating this gal, and I kept on bumping into Debbie at the zoology building, and she was really cute. She had that coat that you wore, not the raccoon coat, but that shag rug type coat.
Yes,
you
yes.
Remember that?
Yes, yes.
And anyway, so we would see each other in. We didn't take the same classes, but in adjacent classes and what have you.
That's the coat in the picture one with
Right.
Michael's, another Michael.
With another Michael.
My boyfriend then, or freshman year, his car. Yeah.
So that's
We're still friends,
we reacquainted ourselves sophomore year, and then sometime in the middle of sophomore year, we started dating. Actually, I asked her to go to.
No,
so Cornell has you asked me to go to the hockey game?
I did.
Yes. So Cornell has a big hockey tradition, ice hockey. And so we went, we were, I think classes were over, it was during finals or stuff like that. They were playing a game,
intercession. We both don't really remember when.
And we hadn't gone home to New York, so she asked me to go to a hockey game, which was quite a walk from her sorority house. But that was our first official
He didn't
date.
have a car, and I certainly didn't even drive then, so.
I did not have a car.
I know mine.
What's that?
Mine is when I was a camp counselor.
Oh, yes.
After we started dating, like in January, sophomore year, and this was the following summer. And I was a camp counselor. My brother's friend Gil was also a camp counselor there. And on my birthday, Gil took me to Adolph's bar for a celebratory beer. And I said to Gil, somebody just walked by the window, and it was dark. Somebody looked like Michael. Of course he knew Michael because Michael had been to my house and whatever. My brother's friends were there often. So he said no, and then the door opened, and in walked Michael.
So I had...
And I started shaking because I realized that then, I mean, we'd been dating for 6 months or so, but we didn't really want to share any deep feelings about each other. It was like, I love you in a hack-off kind of way. So at that moment, I realized, oh, it wasn't a hack-off kind of way after all. After all that time, it was for real. I really loved him.
It was very sweet. It was
an outstanding moment in my mind.
It was really nice. My memory is when we were married, and just a beautiful night, or maybe before we were married, and in New York City there was this really fancy restaurant called the Four Seasons in the Seagram's building, and it really was just like, you know, really the place to go to. And I couldn't afford a dinner there, and I couldn't afford an appetizer. But we could go to the cocktail bar.
Right.
And it had this absolutely beautiful bar with these shimmering metal curtains and everything like that.
They were like strings.
We were just got to sit there
Gorgeous.
and hang out either before a movie or after a movie. And just a really sweet memory I've carried for many years. So it's nice.
You could go first, or you want me to?
There's very little that surprises us, I would have to say. I think we've been married for so long, and we've been together for so long, that we've reached the stage where I know what she's thinking, and she knows what I'm thinking, and she completes my sentences, and I complete her sentences. And our children say, "Why do you keep sending us the same notes?" And we say, well, we just, we think alike. So there's not anything that surprises me.
We often do say the same thing to a person who asks something. We'll both answer the same thing at the same time. But we grew up together. I mean, we went to school when we were young, so we got married when we were 19, and that's a long time ago. It's going to be 63 years that we're married, so you can understand that. We know each other pretty well, but I am sometimes surprised because of Michael, because he has his very strong opinions about things, and he's quite certain that he's right about those opinions a lot of the time. And yet I find him, when the kids or something happens, and he's judgmental a lot of the times, but he's also very fair. And I find that to be a very complicated combination to sort out. But I think it's wonderful that he can be both, especially the fair part. Old.
We say, my friends say, "How are you?" I say, "Well, we're creaky, but we're upright." But no, I mean, we were children when we met, and we were children when we were married, and we were children when we had children, and we've grown up together, essentially.
We laugh at each other.
A lot.
But I think you have to understand about people. It's complicated. People are complicated. You have to realize, which we did, I think, fairly early in our marriage, that the other person can't read your mind, even though they love you. You have to communicate what you need, what you want, what you like, what you don't like, what scares you, what makes you happy. They can't read your mind because you're not them, they're not you. So I think that's one secret to a long and happy relationship.
I think that's fair. I mean, when people ask us, I mean, the wise guy answer is, yes, dear, those two important words that every married man should know. But it's more than yes, dear.
And there's another thing that I really learned the definitions of this summer: the difference between sympathy, empathy, and compassion.
Oh.
And so, if somebody has a problem and you say, "Yeah, I really feel terrible for you. It's awful, isn't it?" And then empathy is feeling that feeling yourself, and then compassion is doing something about it. And I think to have a good relationship with somebody, you really have to go to compassion. Complicated. Love is always being able to say you're sorry.
I would say love can be difficult, but it's really worth the aggravation.